Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? I know this is a completely, totally different look here, but today it is the Ladies Diary, and we have a panel of women that I am just over the moon for. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Listen, the Ladies Diary, I've decided what I want it to be is a place for women that can come and ask a question that makes them nervous, or maybe the one that's too scared. Okay. There are all kinds of jobs out there that never make the news. They never make a highlight or your favorite social media. There's no applause or trophies, just grocery receipts and nighttime feedings every 3 hours, phone calls that you have to take alone in the dark so that you don't show your fear to your children, or the steady tightening of your chest when you realize there's no one coming there to share that load. That quiet daily labor of making sure someone has clean clothes, the bills get paid, the kids have good shoes. It's not a small task. Tonight, I want to talk about the invisibility that we as women feel sometimes, and about women who have learned to be everything for everyone and who in return get very little. No flowers, no backdrops, sometimes not even a visit to the clinic when it's really needed. Now, please don't get me wrong. We're not here for a pity party. This isn't a place to shout out no blame, okay? It is called to, I'm sorry, it is a call to competence, okay? Competence means small, deliberate acts that add up. One phone call to schedule a screening, one boundary set at the kitchen table, one conversation with a person who can help you, one piece of iron sharpening another piece of iron. Competence is the opposite of paralysis. Please keep that in mind. It is what turns suffering into something that can be managed and repaired. And I'm so extremely proud of the women joining me on this panel tonight. They're practitioners, they're survivors, advocates, people who have done the work and know that they actually can help. They have knowledge, they have good deeds. And by being the beautiful ladies that they are, well, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to allow them to come up here and show you exactly the beauty that I see every single time I look at them. Here we go. Hello, beautiful ladies. There
Hello.
are one, two, three, four. Are we missing? No, we got everybody. Okay, I did it right this time. Hello, hello. I'm so happy to see you all. If
Good
you could
evening.
please, if you would, just give us a little bit about yourselves. Davina, if you wouldn't mind starting.
Okay, I would love to. And first of all, thank you for having me. I'm very excited about this opportunity to join these wonderful women. I'm Davina Lyons. I'm an eighth grade ELA teacher, resilience coach, and founder of Rising Resilience. I'm passionate about helping young people, parents, and educators because I know firsthand what it's like to overcome loss, challenges, and setbacks. So, since I believe that everyone has a story worth telling, the power to bounce back is within everyone. I am here ready to lend my voice to that tonight. So, I'm excited about it.
Man, thank goodness. All right, Kim.
Hi, my name's Kim. I started out adult life as a cosmetologist, so hair, nails, makeup, all that stuff. Then I had two babies in quick succession. Then went to Bible school, earned a degree, well, double degree in biblical and intercultural studies. I started when my girls were 2 and 3 years old. Don't recommend it. And then had a nervous breakdown in 2015, and now I can't work on a regular basis, so I'm an artist. So I've done a lot of changing. I've done a lot of growing, and I grew up in a very very difficult home. My dad ended up getting arrested for his abuse when I was 16. So I mean, like it's when I say a difficult home, I'm not talking like we didn't have our homework done, that kind of stuff. So, anyways, but I've also advocated for people for many years. And a large part of it was as I was teaching, Davina was ELA, so English Language Acquisition, correct?
Arts.
I was an EAL, English as an Additional Language teacher.
Right. Yeah.
So my daughter just told me a story about running into one of my former students. She's like, "Oh, you're teacher Kim's daughter." So knowing the difference we make as teachers,
They can't.
just fills my heart.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, Nancy.
Oh, hi, I'm Nancy Green. I'm an older lady, and I had children late in life, so I still have children under the age of 30, and they're doing very well. So I'm happy about that. And I feel like, I went through a lot of things in life. I want to be able to help young women to not maybe have to go through some things that I went through. That is part of my mission, and also part of my mission on my channel and with my life is to help seniors feel more, men and women, seniors to feel more important and more cared about. So I guess I would say my mission now is I'm just now kind of getting into my own skin, so to speak. I took care of people for so long, and now I can kind of do what I want to do. So I wanted to be able to have a channel and a business and a life that helps people.
That's beautiful.
Thank
See,
you.
another reason why I asked her this panel. All right, Miss April, are you there?
Sorry,
You hear me?
my
There you go.
button wasn't working. I'm sorry. Good
Oh,
evening.
you're
I
okay.
am I am April Bell Chambers. I'm a mom first, grandma of five second, and I'm also an advocate for domestic violence, CEO and founder of a nonprofit organization called Angels Haven. And my mission is to, just like the other beautiful woman said, I am here um, because God allowed me to live. And I promised God if He got me out of the abusive marriage life, that I would spend the rest of my life helping other individuals, because we do know that domestic violence is not just for women. Men are being abused, and there's
Hmm.
so many types of domestic violence, and hopefully we'll get through some of those this evening. But my mission is to help as many people as I can not experience half of the things that I experienced. I also have a support group, and we meet every Thursday at 7 on Zoom, and we also meet the last Saturday of each month. And so it's a safe space for individuals to talk about like minded or similar experiences, where we vent and we cry and we holler and we scream, but we get it out. And it is basically so women know that they're not alone. Women and men know that they're not alone, and that they don't have to suffer in silence. And it's a safe
Amen.
space where we can just talk about and heal. It's a healing journey. I'm also a certified life coach, and so we are here to help each other and to walk this journey of healing together.
Yes.
So thank you for having
Yes.
me this evening.
Absolutely. I'm so very happy to have all of you. And this is the very best reasons to have you here, is because you all have such different opinions and ways of seeing, some way I might see something somebody may not, you know? And that's what we want to do. We want women to know it's okay to ask for help, especially with, you know, I want to share a small experience with you before we go into this, because when I was making this show, my thought was, okay, we have breast cancer awareness, correct? Okay. lots of people, lots of women, we all know as women, our doctors, when they do tell us, they tell us 40 years old. You should be 40 years old when you have your first mammogram in most cases. Some women who have it in their family should have it sooner. I am 54 years old and I just made an appointment for my very first mammogram. And I want to tell y'all this because this is exactly the reason we need a place like this. Because until I started thinking about these women and trying to set this up for breast cancer awareness, I realized there is nothing that I can say. I have never even had one.
Mhm.
So having you here is also me being able to give a testament to my family and to my friends and to these beautiful women that obviously know I should have done this already. So, okay. Sorry, that's a hard one to share. And yeah, I'm kicking
But you
myself
know
for it.
what? It's better
I
late
have
than
to,
never, and you
yes,
did it.
Hmm.
yes,
So
yes.
it's
I
definitely an
have an
accomplishment.
appointment.
And you're probably not the only one, but because you shared your story, I guarantee
Yes.
you that other people will now schedule to get their mammograms because you have been brave enough to say, you know what, I haven't had mine, but I have it scheduled now.
I hope
I,
so. I truly hope so. That's the biggest reason I wanted to share that with you ladies, especially because I know you know what I was probably feeling before I made
Mhm.
that appointment. And
Mhm.
I do have a grandmother that passed away. My fraternal grandmother passed away from breast cancer, and it's a crazy story. But you know what? I made the appointment. And I will find out that I am okay. I do have some medical training. I do. I have had a doctor show me how to do it. They ought show all of us women, but there's not always going to be something there that I'm going to feel. And that's what got me when I started reading these letters.
Yeah.
And and this is my testament to my panel, my friends, my family, which I see quite a few of my family in the chat right now. You'll have to forgive me. Let me just say hello to everyone. Salad Kitty, that is my my child. Richard Kinney, that is my uncle. Niecy Jackson, we know who Niecy Jackson is. She's my plus sister. And so is Miss Sharon Jackson. And oh my goodness, we have so many guys, so many. Daniel, thank you for being here, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go back to I'm sorry, please forgive my nervousness. This is very passionate subjects for me. And I know that you ladies can deliver. So
Well, you're doing a wonderful job. And can I just say that
yes.
people really appreciate authenticity. So, the authentic nature in which you are sharing, giving your testimony is more powerful than being, you know,
Mhm.
polished and people not feeling like, okay, they can connect. So, you are fine. Take a deep breath. This is awesome. It's the first
Yeah.
one. And we are all very excited that we get to do this with you.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
let's
It's
go.
okay, Niecy. I'm not crying, honey. It's just my
Coffee.
voice.
Let's go.
All right. Boss B, you're right. Thank you. I needed that. See, a perfect panel. Okay. So let me see if I can get myself back around in here. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and start. Let's just go ahead and start with the letters. I think that's probably the best way to go. I've even gone as far, and I know Big Jack. Thank you, Big Jack. I know you out there. I got cue cards and everything. I'll teach you how to do that. Okay.
Cue cards. You mean you have to be prepared?
I
Dude,
do. I
ick.
do. I do. For the first show next time, I'll be sitting here with my feet up. Just, all right, y'all talk about
Yeah.
it. But for this one, I'm going to start with the letters. Okay. My sister used to be the bravest woman I knew. She braided my hair, taught me to dance, and could stare down anyone who would look at me cross-eyed. Now she trembles at the word mammogram, like it's some dark thing that will swallow her whole. She says she's fine, but I see her on the porch at night, staring at the street lights, trying to pretend there isn't a storm inside her. I'm angry and helpless at the same time. How do I pull her by the sleeve and make her believe that showing up for herself is not weakness, that fear won't be the rope that ties her down? Signed, Not So Brave Hearted. And anybody can go. It's a rough one. It really is.
I have a very dear friend who has major panic disorders, and one of her big triggers is her breasts. So for her to go to a mammogram is truly like giving a cat a bath. And she can't control the fear. She can't control her hysterical reactions.
Yes.
And I'm not saying hysterical like, but truly it is an incredible reaction. So for me and for her, I would go with her into the room, hold her hand that isn't being mammogrammed, that sort of thing. Just be there, literally, if you can, be there for her.
There you go. There you go. Anybody else? It was a kind of a rough one for a first one, but it hit home with me.
I know it's not the same thing, but it just reminds me I don't mammograms are not the most comfortable procedure. But
Right.
I hadn't had anxiety with it, but I experienced the same sort of anxiety with MRIs because I'm very claustrophobic. So when I
Yes.
think about that's different, but at the same time, my first MRI was so bad that people in the lobby heard me when they put me in the machine.
Oh,
I lost
sure.
it. I thought I was being buried alive,
Yes.
and it was horrific.
Mhm.
And so they have to now when I get an MRI, aside from having a machine big enough that there's more space in it for me, I am blindfolded. I've taken a Valium. They're holding one hand outside the machine. It's a procedure for me. So with anything that we experience extreme anxiety, I think, the suggestion of having support there is definitely, you know, I'm thinking about all of the different levels of support I have to have an MRI. I would liken it to be the same in terms of if I had that same anxiety for a breast exam, I would want someone there that would hold my hand if at all. I think that's a wonderful piece of advice. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. I know I can't. I, I'm okay with in close places, but the thought of the
Yeah,
pressing and everything, that's the scary part for me.
right.
And also because, I up until I guess I grew up, I thought, well, I'm invincible. That's not going to happen to me. And we have to admit, the one that says that usually is the one that ends up in this very bad situation. I have a cousin right now that is half my age, and as beautiful as she is and will always be, she is suffering from this right now. And she's in her 30s and it's breast cancer, and I'm so impressed with her strength. I'm so impressed with her strength, and to know that there's somebody out there that is really going through this in this way at this age,
Yeah.
that makes it even more scary for me. But it also tells me, hey, wake up, lady, you need to go. That is the exact thought I got when I took a look at her after her chemo. It's You want to be every bit for her, but how? And that's the part that gets really scary, you know. So, okay, are we ready for a second letter? Okay. Um, he'll leave me alone, or a note that says, "You're my world." Then throw the remote across the room 2 nights later, like it's a test I failed. I can't tell where the sweetness stops and the control begins. Friends tell me to leave. My heart remembers the good and hope it all comes back. But my bones know that pattern. The quiet fury, the doors that accidentally lock, the little rules that become cages. If love can roll like thunder, then hush. Where do I find the map to know when thunder will turn into a storm that wrecks me? Signed, Weather Forecaster.
Well, I can definitely identify with that uh, weather channel. Um, experienced those storms for over 15 years when I was in my abusive marriage. Unfortunately, um, didn't know anything about red flags, didn't know anything about, um, didn't even know what domestic violence was, didn't know I was in domestic violence. I just knew that um, love shouldn't hurt, and it did. And the arguments and the name calling and the punching holes in the wall eventually ended up punching me to the point where I didn't know if my name was Bitch or April.
Hmm.
And so many things he would do to me, torture. I could, ladies, your head would spin if I told you some of the things that were done to me with pliers and uh, placing my hand on an open fire stove and smothering me and holding my head underwater. I can go on and on and on and probably put Tyler Perry out of business with some of my real life stories. And so, to this woman who is experiencing abuse, um, I would say, like Forrest Gump, run, Forrest, run, and do it expeditiously because what you're experiencing is the cycle of abuse. And it starts out quiet and like a storm or like a hurricane. It goes from small to huge, and you'll go, and then they're sorry, and then the gifts, and it's called the honeymoon phase. And then it'll be flowers and love making and kissing and hugging, and I won't do it again until the next time. And so these are the warning signs, and but have a plan. Don't just leave. Have a plan. And please get in contact with one of the hotline numbers or myself or my organization before you just up and go, because that can be just as dangerous. But understand that this kills just like cancer. It is a cancer, but it's a living, breathing cancer. But you can escape it. This is your mammogram right here tonight, right? This is where you
Amen.
get diagnosed and you get your help if, in fact, it is domestic violence. Then we can give you the tools so that you can live and not die. It's that serious. I had a girlfriend, and I'll make a long story short, where nobody knew. She didn't tell her family, but he kidnapped her from work, drove her to North Carolina, and set the car on fire with her in the trunk. And
Oh my
she is no
gosh.
longer here because she
Oh
wanted
my
to
gosh.
escape abuse. And he said, if I can't have you, nobody else will. So now her 9-month-old baby is without a mother and a father because he's been locked up for life. And so, because she didn't tell anybody, it took the police months to find out who in the world would do this to her. But there was no record, there was no paper trail. She didn't even tell her family. And so I had the burden to let her family know who it possibly was. So tell somebody, document it, and for God's sake, get out.
Amen. Amen.
Then there are the women who are like boiling a frog. Like you were saying, April, it starts out small, and sometimes those steps are incremental. Like, yeah, so maybe he just kind of doesn't talk to you one night, and that turns into a week. Maybe then it's whatever your tiny little increments can be. And that's when finally it happens. But you are so desensitized before that. But with what? I mean, like, come on. Like, is it really that bad? You know, he doesn't hit me, so is it violence? You know, that's what I used to say about my ex. Notice ex.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Oh.
And thank God you're all here. Amen. Amen. Oh my goodness.
I think that reemphasizing the notion of having a plan, that is so key. Um, and having a support network. I think in most times with those, and I experienced it as well, they try to pull you, abusers try to pull you away from the people that love you or that you love
Mhm.
and that could support you. And that in and of itself is a red flag. Where, keeping those people around, keeping them aware of what's going on with you in your relationship until you're able to get out is so important. Don't isolate from the people that love you. Don't make excuses for the behavior that you're experiencing either. And I know a lot of this is easier said than done. And I'm going to tell you, people assume that it's women who are weak that go through this. No, it's all women. And you because there is a grooming process that takes place, and then there's this pattern, and you fall, and once you're in, you don't even know what you're in. It's like April said, you don't even know you're in a domestic violence situation because of the incremental behaviors and all of that. But I just really want to strongly encourage women to do not isolate. Keep your network, keep your friends, the people that you trust, and let them know what is going on until you are able to get out. And sometimes you just have to walk away from everything and go be
Absolutely.
where you're safe and not worry about material things. A lot of women are bound to their, I know my mother was bound to the property, to the real estate, to the this, to the that, and it almost cost her life. So growing up in domestic violence and then repeating the pattern of living in it myself as a younger woman, I absolutely know that people don't get it until somebody helps them. So
Absolutely.
support, support, support. I can't say that enough.
Amen.
And if you're
Amen.
a man, we know it's not manly and it's not masculine
Right.
to talk about it. But for God's sake, please talk about it and don't feel ashamed because
Right.
you're a man dealing with it.
Mhm.
But there are men who are being abused. There are men who come home from work and are commanded to get in a dog cage and
Mhm.
eat from a dog cage until it's time to go to work. So trust me, I have heard it all, and just know that women are not the recipient of domestic violence. It is also men, whether it's verbal, whether it's emotionally or financial. Men
Mhm.
are
Absolutely.
experiencing domestic violence just as much as women these days. So the same things we're telling you as a woman, as a man, don't isolate. Tell
Mhm.
somebody that you are close to what you're dealing with, because again, love shouldn't hurt whether you're man or female.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's that's beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Okay. I'm not quite sure, but somebody's messing with me over here. I think Big Jack. I do. I want to go ahead and I wanted to read another letter, but I wanted to ask you what do you tell a woman, and it doesn't matter what the reason is that she is afraid of. What would you, as a woman, tell to a woman to her face? Look, this is what he's doing to you. What would how can you say it with love, but yet it's still your hate for that person for what they're doing to your friend, you know? I mean, what, Miss Nancy, what would you say to a woman that you knew was getting hurt constantly by this person, but she keeps telling you, no, I love him. He's good to me otherwise. It's just every now and then. What would you say?
Well, I was that woman. So, and people tried to tell me, and I just kept thinking, no, I can fix this. I can fix this. But I think now, since I went through something like that, and it took me a long time to get away from it. My children were teenagers before I could, and having young children to take care of makes it even harder to get away because, of where you're going to go, how you're going to survive and all this. But, I kept thinking that I had the ability to fix the marriage, to fix the situation, to make him not want to do drugs anymore, to make, no, we cannot fix the person. You don't, I would tell that woman, you can't fix him. You can't turn him into your prince, get away from it. Have a plan. Like these ladies are saying, have a plan and follow that plan.
Absolutely.
But the main thing is, and the main thing is you can't fix them. You cannot fix the situation. You can't turn them into something that you think they can be, because it just doesn't happen. I've never seen it happen. It didn't happen in my case. And
I've always had that problem. Every person I've seen, any little fault that they had, I just want to fix it for them.
Me too, honey. I'm the same way. I'm a fixer. I feel like
you just can't.
Just let me love you enough. Just let me do this for you, and it'll be okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And I'm willing to bet everybody else has said that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to be that, but you also you just want to go punch that person in the face and say, how dare you hurt my friend,
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry, I'm not violent.
Sorry.
No,
what do you say to the woman? We keep saying you have to have a plan, who doesn't know how to make that plan.
Right.
There are some women who are have been downtrodden. Like I said, sometimes it's incrementally, sometimes it is very overt. Absolutely. But they don't know enough to know what they don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said make sure that you keep that support network, because if you're in your own head, then you're probably not going to know. But if you have any friends worth their salt and they're seeing what's going on, and I know from experience, because in fact, my best friend, I've got a couple, I got to be careful. If either one of them watches this, they'll be like, what? Never mind. But I have two very, very close friends that I roommate with. In our older age, we live together, and they've been in my corner for many years. And when I was going through the worst of my 23-year marriage, one of them said, you make a decision or I'm out of here. I'm not going to be your friend. I cannot do this anymore. I cannot watch you keep making this mistake, taking him back, going around and around and around. And at the time, initially I was like, how dare she? This is my marriage and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But on one fateful night when I was hurt pretty badly, who did I call? I called her. And whose couch did I end up on? Her couch. And she didn't turn her back on me. She opened the door. She let me in. And at that point, she said, I don't know if you're going to go back or not. I hope you don't. But if you do, if you do, I don't think I can take it any longer. I don't think I personally can. I don't think my heart can take it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was real.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I had to be the one, to make the decision. We don't actually make decisions necessarily just because someone tells us something. Some of us are so much more experiential than others, meaning we have to
Right.
experience things in order to get it. Others, you can collapse time frames, tell them and they get it, they walk away and they're able to do it. But you guys, this is such a surface discussion because honestly it's so much deeper. I've gone through therapy. I've done a lot of work on myself. And to become a resiliency coach, I had to learn myself way before I could help anyone else. And one thing I realized is that my childhood, and we all have a story, but there was so much that I needed to be needed. So I
Mhm.
picked needy men.
Mhm.
And I picked men who I could be Captain Sava, you know what,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know? And so once I started realizing what my patterns were and why I was picking the men that I was picking, I make a joke now and I say my picker is still broken, so I'm not picking anymore.
That's
But
I
but
like it.
You got to know your own
honestly,
limitations.
yeah, you got to know when to know when.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Honestly though, I'm better qualified I think to help others with this than I would have been if I hadn't gone through some of the things that I've gone through. And I'm sure April is doing what she's doing because she went through it and so forth and
Absolutely.
so on. So we understand that. But what I'm saying is that honestly, it's not as simple as having a conversation. It may take several conversations. It may take multiple friends. That one conversation may or may not spark anything. But if you don't have a network and you don't have anyone saying anything to you, then your chances are not good. You have to be vulnerable to someone that you trust. Maybe it's not always your parents or your family. Your closest family can be hardest on you. But at the same time, you have to open up to someone and you have to be vulnerable. And in that,
Absolutely.
remember when that man is gone or that woman is gone that's been abusing you, who's going to be left standing with you? Who's going to be there for you? That's really what it's about.
There you go.
So what I
Yeah.
would tell her is to first I would ask her, would she take a hammer and bust herself in the head?
Hmm.
I hear you.
So if
I
you're
hear
not
you.
going to if you wouldn't hurt yourself, why are you allowing someone else to hurt you?
Right.
Which is saying you're going to have to love yourself more than you love that individual.
Absolutely.
And most of us, myself was included, I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to receive love. I didn't even know what love was.
Right.
And because I came from an abusive household, I thought this was abuse. Because guess what? After the abuse came the hugs and the kisses and the attention. And so
The
it
love
just
bombing.
became normal.
Yeah.
It became normal. But I had to learn in therapy how to love myself
Right.
because you treat people, you have to teach people how to treat you.
Right.
And
Yes.
what you allow, people will do. So when
Yes.
you establish boundaries and you're not going to talk to me this way or I'm out. And it wasn't about my girl cuz all my girlfriends left me.
Mhm.
They had enough and they weren't going to watch me be abused. And I was the only child, so I didn't have siblings and my family was in North Carolina, I was in Maryland, so it was just me
Goodness.
and Jesus. And thank God for his grace
Mhm.
and mercy. But I
Amen.
thank God that I came from a church who had a zero tolerance for domestic violence. And they
Hmm.
taught me, that I needed to love myself more
Hmm.
and not allow this type of behavior to continue. But
Yes.
it was a process, and it was a process that I had to go through in therapy to understand what love was, and it definitely was not that. It definitely was not that. So if I'm not going to hurt myself and I'm not going to abuse myself and give myself black eyes, then why am I going to allow somebody else to do that to me? I love
Right.
myself more not to hurt me. I'm scared of that. So why am I not scared to have somebody else do that to me? And that has to be learned, and it has to be taught. And when you don't come from a nurturing home and you don't have that, you don't know what that looks like. Of
Mhm.
course, it was the Cosby Show and I Love Lucy and the Waltons are my favorite, and Little House on the Prairie, believe it or not. Even Good Times
Me
was
and you,
family
girl.
oriented, right? Did you see
Right.
abuse? Did you see any of that? You
Never.
saw love and compassion
Uh,
and family
I
sitting down. But if you didn't
I
come from a
wanted him to
home,
be my pa.
right,
He, yeah.
right. But if you didn't come from that, then you don't even know what that looks like. You don't know what that feels
No.
like. And so you really have to get into counseling and therapy to
You do.
understand what is
Um,
normal. And
yes,
abuse
please.
is not normal. Name calling is not normal. It's not.
And
It's
there are
not.
so many forms of it, and it's words, it's deeds, it's looks, it's body language. I
Mhm.
mean, you can gaslight anybody, and it's easy for
Yep.
some.
Married women
And
don't even know that you can be raped in marriage.
Right.
yes,
No
Waking
still
up in the
means
middle
yes,
of the night
no.
with him already having sex with you, that's
Yep.
yes,
rape.
Yep.
yes,
Mhm.
No still means
yes.
no, whether you're married, single,
Well,
dating.
Even if you don't have the chance to say no.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. No, I know somebody that had that situation too.
Yeah.
Her husband, she was drunk, so I was ready. She wasn't,
Yeah.
so I just went ahead anyway. What? No, that is
Yeah.
exactly, yes, that word. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get us in trouble, but yes,
Right.
It
exactly
rhymes
that
with
word.
grape.
Yeah, that one right there, and
Right,
it's
but
the
Yeah.
it's
worst.
so many young people out here that aren't even understanding what date rape is and what,
Yes,
college students and, well,
yes.
hell, excuse my language,
No,
elementary
you go ahead.
school, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's it's happening. We're not
Yes,
talking about cyberbullying and sexting. How, these young
right.
girls think that if I don't send a nude picture, well, he's not going to talk to me anymore. Well, for God's sake, don't talk to me, because I would rather you not talking to me than have my nude picture all over the internet. Because once it's out there, it's out there.
Done.
Deleting it out your
You're
phone
done.
or not,
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it's
right.
out there.
There's one thing that you said, April, that I want to double back on too, is
Sure.
about, having your faith community, because
Mhm.
and I want to say that there are women who are in, I'm not going down I don't want to go down that. I don't want this to be perceived as negative against the church or anything like that, and that's not what we're doing. But what I'm saying is that I don't want someone who's in a faith community and experiencing abuse to feel like that's the only opportunity they have to get out of it as well. April, you mentioned both therapy as well as your faith. I think it takes a lot of different things. And also, not every faith community is the same. You happen to have had a good one. There are some that can be more male centric, slanted towards the men, and women don't have the same levity. There's a lot of different situations. So, we just want to make sure that no one takes what we're saying, the generalizations, as gospel, because honestly, there's so many different um, situations that women can find themselves in. And I spent years in the church and still experienced some things, and really couldn't get the help I needed from the church. But at the same time, I've seen other faith communities be very good for the situation. So just don't limit yourself. Don't feel like you only have one way to get out of the situation, because I think someone mentioned about how do you, we said have a plan. I think, Kim, you said
Mm.
how do you have the plan? Well, it is not easy, and there is some sacrifice sometimes.
Mhm.
Again, my mother would not leave her home. She was so stuck on material things. Her home, we had
Mm.
beautiful home, we had, so the best car, whatever. Those things meant so much to her, so she endured so much for years because the Joneses that lived around us certainly shouldn't know what was going on in our home. And that's so sad.
You
Whereas
can't
But a
be
lot of
abused.
people,
Look at
a
all
lot
we
of people,
have, right? We're fortunate.
right.
but a
Yeah.
lot of people, it may appear to be they're staying because of material, and that may be even what they're saying. But I think the root of the
Fear.
problem is that they're just afraid to
Yeah.
leave.
Fear.
Mhm.
A lot of women, well, I'm just going to say a lot of individuals rely on the source of income. Like for
Yeah.
me, I was told I should be a stay-at-home mom. I should be a housewife. So which means when I first left 25 years ago, I had no idea how to balance a checkbook. I had no
Mm.
idea how to purchase things on my own. And so
Yes.
I had to relearn my independence
Mhm.
because I depended upon someone else on financially. And some attention was better than no attention. And then I was just afraid to leave with two children to go where to do what. And it was fear that kept me there. Not fear just of
Absolutely.
him, but fear of being alone and fear of wondering, can I make it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Just
Yep.
fear.
Mhm.
And again, so yes, we have to start educating the community, educating our churches, because
Yes.
we didn't have Angels Haven, which is my organization. We didn't have this platform. Nobody was talking about it. It was like
Right.
you just said, what happened in your house stayed in your house. And
Mhm.
so,
Yep.
and you better not say anything. But so
Right.
now, if you see something, say something. And if you don't know, ask.
Yes.
But this is okay,
Yes.
yes. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But guess what? For somebody, it's every day. It's 365 days a year. So we can't just talk about it in October. We got to talk about it
Mhm.
in November and December and January
Mhm.
and on, so we can
Right.
educate the community, so we can tell someone, well, what is the plan? Well, I don't know. Okay, let's talk about it. Well,
Does
I don't
that
know how
mean
to
that you?
leave. You
Does
got to
that
have,
mean that
we're not
you'll come
talking about
back?
the safe word where you can call the police and say, you can
Yeah.
call the police and pretend like you're ordering a pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you can call your girlfriend and say, hey, um let's go out and get ice
Hey,
cream. That means I'm getting my butt beat. If
you
I
know
call
what?
you and say, let's go out and get ice cream, that means
Exactly.
call 911.
Yes. Yes.
Or if you're
Yes.
doing something like this, you're online, Facebook. I talk to my friends at a distance on Facebook Messenger. So just thumb in, fingers down.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
become a
Yeah.
symbol internationally, but it started out here in Saskatchewan. I'm from Canada. So it started out as this lady doing this,
Yes.
and her
That was
family knew that
amazing.
that's what you needed to do. So if all you can do is say, yeah, things are amazing, you got to see what's going on in my house.
It's on my
There's that.
page. Yep, it's
Right.
on
Yeah.
my picture. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how big, if you can
Yes.
Yeah,
see
I
it.
Yes.
see it.
Let's see. Here. Here. Let's
Yeah,
see if
I
I can
can't
but it's,
bring
see
it
it.
through.
The
yep.
hand
But
symbols in the little gray
There
boxes.
we go.
yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we are.
There we
Yes,
go.
yes, yes.
Yes.
very
See.
And
good.
see,
Yeah.
and those are the things that we're not talking
Oh,
about.
Yeah.
right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right. Oh, now we're all messed around again. Okay.
It's all
I
Yeah,
can't
good.
just,
but
Big
put those
Jack, I'm
things,
still
but if
learning.
we put those things on our Facebook pages,
Mhm.
if we educate our friends and our family and our
Mhm.
teachers and our co-workers, what that is. Because if you see a woman or man walking down the street and
Anybody
they
or a
do that,
child
then
or
you're supposed to, if you can, please don't put yourself in harm's way. You're supposed to try to distract them or call the police because they're in harm's way. We're not talking about the things that are being placed on cars about sex trafficking. That's all
Right.
domestic violence. We could go
Mhm.
Right.
on and on to the middle of next year talking
Mhm.
about the signs and the warning signs of
We could.
domestic abuse and partner abuse and whatever we're calling it now. But there are also some things that we need to start educating. And if we just, like we're doing now, we don't know who's going to see this. They might see it a year from now, but they will
Right.
remember those hand gestures.
Mhm.
They
Yes.
will remember. And again, someone watching this tonight live, like, oh, this isn't for me. But I guarantee you, before this life is over, you're gonna come across somebody, and tonight something you've heard tonight, whether it's fear of a mammogram, fear of an MRI, hell, fear of a colonoscopy. Let's talk about that. Maybe that's
Oh,
next month. But yeah,
That's
I
Sorry,
have to make that
sorry for the
appointment
visual.
now.
yeah,
yeah, that was,
but I'm just
yeah.
saying it
Mhm.
tonight. We'll be seeing 3 years from now from someone, and just
Yeah.
Mhm.
know
I
that
hope
there is a
so.
way out, because
Yeah.
each of these ladies tonight got over their fear, and they're
Yep.
still here, and there was a purpose for their pain, and they're now walking in their destiny.
Mhm.
And so don't be
Amen.
afraid of the unknowing. Don't be afraid, but have a plan. Talk about it. Write
Absolutely.
it down. Tell somebody.
Good.
I
Absolutely.
do mental health presentations. That's one of the things I do on the regular. And I happen to be able to go to the women's shelter every few months.
Nice.
And the first thing I do is I look at these women who have nothing left. Nothing. They're there with their 2-year-old child, 3 diapers there. They have no clothing because they had to run without it. And the first thing I do is I look at each of them in the face and say, you guys are so brave. I am so proud of each and every one of you. And how many times have they heard that?
Oh,
You're proud of me? Look what I lived through. Well, no, 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 no. You left. My mom didn't. My mom didn't know she could because her husband was a pastor. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, so
oh
you
yeah,
already know. That's right.
Wow.
Yep.
right?
Okay.
Yep.
There
So,
you
I mean,
go.
those are one of those things where she left because he got arrested. And
Mhm.
that was her.
Out.
Yeah, that was the
Wow.
only way she could see to get out. You know,
That,
she grew up in a terrible home, and
wow.
she unfortunately had a really bad first marriage where she got 2 kids, but the marriage itself was awful, you know? So,
So
yeah,
it's
sorry
all
to hear
kinds.
that.
It's doctors,
Yes.
lawyers, police officers,
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
pastors.
Oh,
It's
for
every
sure. For sure.
it
Yes.
doesn't discriminate.
Absolutely.
No
Mm.
color, no size, no age, no gender.
Yep.
Domestic violence, cancer
Yeah.
does not discriminate. And we have to get the early detections. We have to get the help. We have to get diagnosed. Which is counseling for those who are in domestic violence. There's support
Yes.
groups.
Are we sticking
There's
to an
just
hour or are we willing to go as long as we need?
I boss man didn't give me a time limit, so
Yeah, see,
just,
I
just
have
keep
no, I
going.
mean, I'm very flexible. Um,
Me either.
so,
That's
um,
why I help my big man, big boss man over there, because I had nothing either. But yeah,
yeah,
if you have to go, ladies, I completely understand. I totally appreciate that you were here. And I really, really, truly hope that you come back. But yes, if you have more, I would love to share this information. This has been so amazing for me.
yeah.
And I'm just so happy that the 4 of you were here for me, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. So go ahead and give me the rest of that good stuff.
Yeah, but for the breast cancer, just make sure you're doing your self examinations. For those of you who still have your menstrual, I don't, thank God, hallelujah. But still do your breast exams. Yeah,
I
still
was
do.
27 when that happened.
So
33.
that's a whole nother subject. We need to talk about menopause too.
Yeah,
My
That's a
God.
whole
yeah.
different
But
show.
Oh,
yeah,
I no
yeah.
longer own
But
the equipment.
as
Yeah,
I was saying,
sometimes.
get your early, do your monthly
yeah.
exams.
Yeah.
Whether you have your cycle or not, do your check yourself. You can Google how to check yourself. Put one arm up, do it in the shower, do it laying down, just do it.
Absolutely.
Schedule your mammogram, especially if you have cancer in your family or breast cancer in your family.
Yes.
It's very important. Early detection save lives. Sometimes even if you do have it and you catch it early, like I was sharing with the ladies before we came
All
on,
right.
I know a lady
You got our thumbs
who
up.
has been in remission for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And
Wow.
so you can live.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yes.
can definitely
Absolutely.
live. And then as far as domestic violence, I mean, there's just so many forms, whether it be verbal or emotional abuse or
Mhm.
physical abuse. There's so many, but just know that it's not okay.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
okay. It's
Yes.
not
yeah.
Never.
okay.
You know,
Absolutely.
And
I
if
want to, I
they
want
do
to
it
chat.
once, if they do it once and they
They'll
got away
continue.
with it, they're gonna do it again.
Hmm.
And if
Yeah.
it's just hollering, it escalates and it turns into, and sometimes they may be okay for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but and then it comes back and it comes back
Hmm.
worse. And we
Right.
were talking about earlier, because we're nurturers, we think that we
Mhm.
can save the world, and we think, well, it's not going to happen again,
Yeah.
and I could just love the hell out of him, literally. No,
Hmm.
Eh,
no, only God
No,
can do that. And so I said it earlier, love
I'm
yourself enough,
I'm
love
of the
yourself
opinion
more.
that if you can't love yourself first, you can't love anybody else. And those people right there, the people that want to put their hands on you, they don't love themselves. So why stay? You had something to say, Davina?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about, I told my story in an anthology a few years ago, called The Lemonade Stand. And this isn't a plug for the book, but it was an anthology. There were 19 of us women who shared our stories. And when all of my friends read the book, or read my pages, especially, one of the things they said is there's a whole lot of lemons, but where's the lemonade? So what I'm wondering is if we can in this share some lemonade. We've shared a lot of lemons in the last hour,
Yes.
and honestly, all of us are on this panel because of the lemonade. We've survived some stuff. So I was just
Mhm.
wondering if we can't like turn the tide a little bit and talk about what does it look like? Cast the vision for women. What does it look like on the other side of all of that ugliness? Nancy is clearly a survivor. April, you're a survivor. Kim, myself, Boss B, we all are. So you're a boss, right, Boss B? So let's talk maybe a little bit about that, because
Absolutely.
honestly, sometimes people can't see the rainbow, let alone the end of it. They can't see what it's like to live functionally, not dysfunctionally, because they came out of childhood like that. I was one of
Yes.
those people. And when we say, I call it the greatest cliche, love yourself, what does that mean? And how do
Yes.
And
you
what do you
do
do
that?
until you can love yourself?
Right.
Yes.
So, gosh,
Yes.
let's talk about it.
Yes.
Well, you know what it
Let's.
looked
Absolutely.
like for me? It looks like peace. It looks
Mm-hmm.
like not walking on eggshells all day,
Mhm.
every day, and wondering not when the next shoe was going to drop, but when the next shoe was going to get
Right.
thrown. How about that?
Right.
That's what it looked
Right.
like. That's what it looks like
Right.
for me. And I
Yeah.
still come home some days, even 25 years later,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying the quiet,
Yep.
right? Enjoying the fact that I don't have to explain myself. And if the food didn't taste good, or if I decided not to hang up my coat, or if
Mhm.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't decide to wash the dishes, that it's okay
Mhm.
Mhm.
to do
Mhm.
that, to go
Mm-hmm.
into a store and purchase my own underwear.
Yes.
Wow.
And people
Yep.
think that's so minute. No, it's not.
No.
When you don't have permission
Mm-hmm.
to do anything other than what you're told,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
and
that's
not
true.
having that Stockholm syndrome,
There you
and
Mhm.
go.
and making
Hmm.
excuses for somebody else, but just having peace and quiet,
Hmm.
and just
And
learning that it's okay to go get my nails done and get a
right.
hair
Right.
trim, and go buy what I want to buy and get a
Yeah.
massage. It's learning self-love and enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know what
And you
peace
know,
was when I first left and I walked into my own apartment and it was quiet. I couldn't function.
yeah.
Then I had to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to
Yeah.
Healing, isn't
communicate.
it?
Yeah.
I had to learn
Yeah.
how to communicate
It's
because
a process.
I didn't know how to effectively communicate because everything was um, a debate and it was
Mhm.
hollering and screaming. And so I had to learn to take it down, and
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
everybody wasn't trying to hurt me. And so
Yeah.
these are we had to, okay, here's the key word. You have to unlearn.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so the
Yep.
peace, just the peace, is what it looks like for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned to enjoy just quiet time and really getting to know me and being
Well,
okay with me, being okay
and
with me.
absolutely, that's the main key there, isn't it? I mean, in any situation, because there are 10 billion, thousand, however, whatever number you want to come up with, different situations just like that. Things that you have to relearn, things that you've known your entire life. Like my arm, I think I've told everybody about recently that I had scratched my arm. I got flesh-eating bacteria. I almost lost my arm, and I died twice on the operating table that night.
Dude.
You know what? I spent 3 months in the hospital. I spent a year with a sponge in my arm with it wide open. And the death rate on that is 27% survival rate. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a
The day that I come home from the hospital, I'd had all my surgeries done. Doctor says everything's fine. I cannot straighten my arm out completely. But let me tell you something, the day that I reached around and I fastened my own bra, oh, honey, that was the first day of the rest of my life. And I will never, ever, ever forget the feeling that I had when that arm went all the way around and did what it was supposed to, came back around and did not hurt. It did not shake. It was nothing.
That's
And I
good.
was like, oh my gosh, I have to take it off so I can put it back on again. 2 or 3 times.
Brilliant.
I'm not
Love
playing.
it.
2 or 3 times I did this. I did this. And I went to my husband and I said, now don't get excited or nothing, but watch this. you know? And
Yeah.
all these different types of situations, there's going to be something that you have to unlearn.
That's
I
good.
had to I had to unlearn how, I was putting it on in the first place and learn how to do it so that my arm would work because my arm was damaged by something.
Mhm.
Right.
It could have been my face that was got slapped or, my head that got knocked into the wall or something like that. All these situations, there is a beautiful spot to find at the end of all of it.
Mhm.
Always.
That's right.
There's always going to be something positive, and that's my biggest thing. If and Kirk Ashley said this last when he we had him on the show. He said that part of his healing was after the accident. He went back and he said, "Okay, what good came from
Mhm.
this? My friend, he died in my hands and my arms instead of a stranger's." You know,
Right.
and took these things that are so minuscule, just mute points to anybody but him at that very moment. Just like at that very moment when my bra hooked up, it's it's not a milestone moment. It is a benchmark moment because
Mhm.
it is huge. It's life, and for everybody on this panel has had something that they have gone through. And right now, I see these beautiful women with these beautiful smiles on their faces, and
Mhm.
they've all survived. Couldn't be happier. And this is my moment. This is my, I just took the raw, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Because you're right, Amina. We do need to find the good in this. We
Yeah.
need to stop. Yes, let's have that discussion. It's important.
Mhm.
That discussion is so important. You have to know that it's okay to ask for help. It's
Absolutely.
okay to say that what they're doing to you is wrong. It's okay to say that. And you can come say it to us because I certainly hope you ladies will come back. And I certainly hope that you will definitely share all your knowledge, all of your wonderful accomplishments, because I know that this panel tonight has made a difference somewhere.
Mhm.
And I am not by any means trying to shut y'all down. I want y'all to keep talking. I just need you to know that this has been my dream tonight, and you all made it come true. Thank you so very much.
Well,
Thank
Now,
you.
bless
can
you,
we
and thank you for allowing us to come and share our
Mhm.
stories, because this type of platform doesn't really exist everywhere, and
Mhm.
we need it. We need it. Again, this is going to be shared probably long after we're gone. How many times have we gone on YouTube looking for
Mm-hmm.
something and something
Mm-hmm.
pops up and we're like, "Ooh, that caught my eye." So again, someone will be watching this 5 or 10 years from now because you had the
Mm-hmm.
courage to survive Boss B.
thank
You
you?
had the
Oh,
courage. It takes courage to survive.
it
I'm going
does.
to give the lemonade to my mom's story.
Please
Mhm.
do.
My mom, like I said, first marriage sucked. Second marriage, she finally was done with my dad. My mom and I lived alone in a town quite a few hours away, just the two of us for a number of years. And then she said, "Okay, Kim, I'm lonely. I need I need somebody." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." She had made a list of 10 things that were non-negotiables.
Mm.
10
There you
things,
go.
Love it.
non-negotiables.
Yep.
And the person that she was going to communicate with needed to match at least, X number of those 10 things. Like he didn't have to have it all, but I mean, and she wrote letters. This is back before internet dating. So she wrote letters, and she got a few letters from some real numbskulls, but this one guy answered quite a while after the others because he was working out of the country. He wasn't around. And her second marriage was with a man with integrity,
Mhm.
gentleness, kindness,
Oh, yes.
all of these things.
Yay.
They were
Yeah.
married for 26, 27 years, something like that.
Beautiful.
Best
Beautiful.
step. I get goosebumps thinking about him. Best stepdad I could ever imagine.
Mhm.
That's lemonade.
That's
He
That's,
lemonade.
there
died in
you go.
2016 or 2017.
Mm.
A few years later, she says, "Kim, I'm lonely." She was 72, 73 when she did it again. She wrote
Wow.
down this list, except this time it was internet dating. And this list, the internet company said, if you open your parameters a little more, you'll get more dates. My mom's like, "I don't want a date, I want a husband." You know? So her third marriage, she's on her third marriage, and it sounds awful. But
No,
the
it
second
doesn't.
marriage, amazing. Third marriage, fabulous man. Fabulous man. So one of the first things, one of the absolute, no matter what, non-negotiable, he has to be a man of God.
Go ahead,
Simple.
Mom.
And a man of God biblically, not just in his own head.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, these things have your non-negotiables, even if it's down to what they look like. I'm sorry, but if you're not short, dumpy, and with a bald spot, you're not for me. Don't laugh. That's actually one of her things.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You need to have your mom.
And Bob, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're dumpy. I'm
Oh,
saying
That's like my mother. Okay.
she
You need to
likes
have your
she
mom
likes a man to have his
on the
imperfections,
next one.
because then
oh my God.
her
I wish I
imperfections,
could.
she knows he'll be able to put up with hers. We hope. She has none. But it's just I have to say I have been absolutely blessed to have been with the same man for 35 years now.
Mhm.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And it was from learning from this amazingly strong, broken individual living through her amazingly strong, broken life as her child that I learned so much,
Mm.
and
Beautiful.
yeah, I've had a whole pile of stuff in my life, but I've learned so much more from watching other women like Davina and Nancy and April and
Yeah.
Bosby. I don't even know your real name, and Bosby.
Charlene.
Charlene. Okay. We'll just
I
call you
can't,
Davina.
I can't wait to hear Nancy's lemonade. I've got hope, Kim. I have hope.
Yes,
You know,
indeed.
My-
Davina, do
I
you want
want
to
to
get
meet your
together with
mom.
somebody
Let me
and
meet
put
your
out a
mom.
profile? come talk to me. I'll get you there.
Okay.
All right.
You can do a seminar on list making.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There you go. I need that one.
And call it the
Nancy, I
lemonade
want to hear
list.
your
The lemonade
lemonade.
list.
Yes. Call it the Lemonade Diaries now.
There you
Love
go.
it.
There we go.
That's catchy.
Okay. Miss
Nancy,
Nancy,
it's
would
like
you
double
like?
Dutch. You got to jump in.
Come on, honey.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
Nancy, we haven't heard you a lot.
I know.
No.
It's like I can't get.
I'm a shy introvert. That's why
I
I don't.
can
You
tell.
know, I'm sorry that I am that because obviously if you're on a panel like this, you can't be a shy introvert. But anyway, that's what
why
I
I
am.
called your name, honey.
But I always say I'm a good listener, so I've been listening to everybody. So that's what I offer from myself to everybody is a shoulder because I'm a good listener. I'm very empathetic. I can feel everybody's pain and joy and everything. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to be standoffish or anything like that. I love everybody, but I'm just listening, taking it all in. But I guess we're talking the lemonade is it that means from all your experiences, how you're living now. That's what we're saying, I guess, right?
Yeah, we're saying there's a brighter side to
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just for that woman who needs to have the courage to get out there and do what she needs
Yeah.
to do.
She
There's
got
a
her
brighter
drop
side.
together.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, my lemonade then would be just being by myself and not having to worry about him, not having to worry about. I mean, I've had a lot of stuff, and we all have. There's so many things that have happened to me, and so I'm just glad to be free of all of it. That's my lemonade.
That is the best kind of lemonade. Freedom
Yes,
is the best
yes.
kind of lemonade.
Yes,
honey.
indeed.
To have my own
Absolutely.
life back, and I just got it back a few years ago. So,
And
I'm
yours.
I'm 67, so I don't have that much longer to be on the planet. So the rest of this time has got to be very, very good.
Hey, my mom was 72 when she met her third husband.
Oh, okay.
It's
was-
Yeah, I
not
heard
too
you say
late.
And my grandmother was 68 when she married again, and she
Yes.
lived to be 98.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
My dad's been married 4 times. I have 2 sisters that are younger than all 3 of my kids. So
wow.
I'm not
All
sure I
right.
want
All
another
right,
he was
husband.
only 3 years older than me when he married the woman. So yeah.
Well, I'm
I
not
think
sure
we
I
need to
want
do a
another
whole
husband.
show on after
Yeah, I'm with you,
60
Nancy.
marrying.
Okay, ladies,
There you
I'm just
go.
going to put a plug in for my show. I want you all
Please
on
do.
my show, and we can talk about this, and we can still put it out to everybody's shows, but we can start from my channel. The next time we'll be on Davina's channel. Next time we'll be on Nancy's channel. Next
Yeah.
There you go.
we can just go around,
We might
Yeah.
as well.
right?
This
Oh,
has
my
been the
goodness.
perfect panel. I
This
couldn't
has
have
been
asked.
wonderful.
This has
has
been
been
the
great.
perfect.
It has been great.
I love this. I love this. I'm so
Great
thankful, and
conversation.
I just don't want to end. Here I see 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 38 seconds, and I'm
Yeah.
looking over there at Dick and Jack going,
It's okay. We're good.
Big Jack's been very supportive.
he has. He
Yeah.
has.
This
I've
has
I've
been
been watching
wonderful.
the comments and
Put some sugar on those lemons.
He's
Yeah.
the
I just-
godfather.
yeah.
I had to pick on him a little bit because he had to come check on me before the show started.
That's okay.
No,
You know, he
they
asked-
are family to me.
I love
They
it.
know that.
Yeah.
He asked, "What do you tell your kids about what happened in the comments?"
Mhm, mhm.
And I was thinking about that. A lot of times our kids go through stuff with us. So you don't have to tell them, they live it too. But
right.
but I think what he was getting, I'm not sure, but what I'm thinking about is when I said, the lemonade part, how do you reflect back and express what happened without, it being so grim, is the way I kind of take that question. But it's one of you said it. It's also about being able to see, finding love within those experiences, finding the things that are positive within those experiences
Right.
that you can point out, and just being able to say, but look at me now. Look how strong I am now. I know I have this conversation. My son is 28 now, and he remembered a lot of stuff. And one thing for sure, you know, he always tells me, Mom, I'm so proud of you. You are amazing to me. But he was able to see that transformation, and I think that's what's key with younger people. And even in the classroom as a teacher, I see these young girls, and we didn't even get into that. There's so much more stuff we could talk about because
Yes.
the young girls, I'm seeing patterns. I teach 8th grade. So I see the patterns right now, the possessive boyfriends, the crying,
possessive girlfriends.
Oh my God. All
Women
of that.
can be terrible.
Oh yeah.
The
Siblings of girlfriends and
999,000 text messages
Yes.
in one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is the beginning
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. And again, that's a whole different show.
Oh yeah.
But there are but it's a big issue because of teen suicide. It's a big issue for so many different reasons.
Yes.
So I would just say too that if we strengthen ourselves as women, we're able to help the younger girls, and that's important to me. And that's why I do what I do with resiliency. And I started coaching people to be more resilient for that reason, because I wanted to show up as the person that I needed when I was a young person. And with that, and this is a plug, you know, I teach writing for that reason. And so I teach people how to help heal themselves through writing, and writing their story or journaling or blogging or whatever the case may be. And thank you, Boss B. She just put the link to write your story, risingresilience.org. So that's my thing is that we can not only share our stories verbally, but we can also write and help others.
Nancy, one of these is never very far from me.
I know, right?
Hey,
I need to get
I
my
got
hair
the-
off me.
Do you see my my hair's
Come on,
going
ladies.
like this?
Come on, get with the program.
Oh, no,
Hey, I'm being from Canada, but I'm a Southern belle.
Plug this into your laptop. Keep it right there. I only turned it off so it didn't make too much noise.
You know what? We may have to get one of those and get it like stickers for Ladies Diary and send them out as gifts to everybody over menopause.
Yes.
No, I've been done with menopause a long time. I've just always been hot natured. I don't know.
I'm just a hot mama,
shoot.
is all I say.
There you go.
I have had menopause 3 times now. Thank you.
The show is
3 times.
I had a hysterectomy.
Okay.
They didn't take it all.
Oh no, they took everything from me.
Oh
I wish
God.
they had. Oh my goodness, I wish they had. But you know what? That's another story too.
This is truly a lady's diary, isn't it?
We may have to do this once a week, Big Jack.
Like I said, we need to go to everybody's different channels. That's one a week.
There
You
you
know,
go.
therapy.
I
right?
actually meet every Thursday at 7 on Zoom. So
Yeah, and
you
I
ladies
meet
are more
every
than
Thursday
welcome.
at 6 Saskatchewan time. So sometimes it's central
Eastern.
and sometimes it's mountain and sometimes it's
Who knows?
just whatever. So
Yeah. But
I'm
we meet.
I'm Tulsa time.
If you ladies ever want to come on and talk about, you know, what you do, the writing would be great. If you ever want to come
Yes.
and do a webinar or a training,
Mhm.
please feel free. Let you know you are definitely open. We meet every Thursday at 7 on Zoom. So feel free to reach out to me. You can visit my website and call me. And I definitely would be open to having you ladies on, and we could do part 2 of Lemonade.
Oh yeah,
Heck yeah. Let's
absolutely.
call it. That's what we should too. Davina, you just got that one on us, didn't you?
I didn't mean to.
I'm
Sorry,
glad
Big
you
Jack. I'm not trying
did.
to change the name of the show.
I
Well,
want to throw out now something completely back to serious here for a moment.
Sure.
Oh no.
I've had
Okay.
1% of breast cancer comes into men.
Really?
I've
Yeah.
had 2
Oh, yeah.
brothers-in-law
Oh,
who've
yeah.
had breast cancer.
Absolutely.
Wow.
My husband's 2 older brothers both have breast cancer. One had it in one breast, one had it in both breasts.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
each breast cancer is its own. So he had 2 separate cancers, and within a few weeks found a lung cancer. I mean, the man had
Yeah.
less than 5% chance of survival over 5 years. It's been 9 years and the man is going strong.
Yeah.
Oh my
Richard
goodness.
So-
Roundtree, the
News.
actor, had breast cancer. The only famous person I know of is a man that played Shaft, Richard Roundtree.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had breast cancer years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's something you don't hear talked about much.
You
is
don't
men.
because it's only 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can
So
happen.
when I have a pink ribbon, I always color the bottom part blue. Just
Nice.
because of that.
There you go.
know?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I didn't realize that. See, you learn something new every day. I did not
yeah.
realize. I mean, it's obvious but I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But hey, here we go. There goes Walt. Really? It's really Walt.
Okay, my dogs are acting up, so I apologize
Okay.
now.
But I'm so thankful it's yours and not mine because I've been sitting here waiting.
I'm glad they're not my dogs because I don't have any. And if dogs are barking in my house, there'd be some big problems.
Oh, there you go.
They made it the hour, and I'm so proud of them. I just want to point that out. But now that we've gone
Absolutely.
over, they say they're going to bark.
Okay. Well, you give them a good little pet on the head for me because I've got 3 over here, along with 4 cats, a bird, a fish tank.
Oh,
So
my God.
So
we
you got a
never-
regular old pet store.
I used
No
to live
barking.
at a farm. It was
Proud
a
of you.
farm, and then I had to move here. I want to
Yeah.
live where Miss Nancy lives, though. I've seen her greenery.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh man, is that your back porch that you do the
Yeah.
video? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's nothing but green and just beautiful green and more green and green and
And I live in the city too. It's just like a little oasis.
really Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Urban
Jealous.
garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, we moved from 2.5 acres out in the middle of the sticks to about a half acre with a house that I didn't want.
Mm.
But in the big middle of, well, I live north of Dallas. So
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
yeah, pretty darn close to that mess. But
Suburban.
thankfully,
Yeah.
it's a good spot, and even better, right next door to me is one of our finest of Louisville Blue. So I'm happy with that, and then he's got another little commander that lives right down there. So Mom did good. She found us a good, safe neighborhood to put us in. I just
Nice.
didn't, I'd rather have her than the house,
Yeah.
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 So
Understood.
So what's the
Well,
next
ladies,
letter that we have?
I have another Zoom. I have another Zoom at 8:30. So I'm
Okay.
gonna hang up now. But this has been wonderful. Thank you for having me. Please share my website for
Yes.
anyone who wants to reach out. And I know, yes, absolutely. And you
Amen.
can go under up and coming events and take a look at and get every Thursday is the same password, same passcode to get on the Zoom call. Just reach out to me if you guys want to come and host or do a webinar or training. I am definitely open. It was a pleasure talking to you
Good.
ladies. I love making lemonade. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
April.
Thank
I'll be
you,
in touch,
April.
April.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
And just so to let you all know that all the information that I've gathered from your pages, from our discussions and everything for the replay, it'll all be in that description for everybody to see. And I will make sure that everything is out there because this is so important and you all have been so amazing. And I'm just so thankful that you made the time tonight. Now, it has been almost an hour and a half, so like I still have no life, but
Same. No, my time's flexible. There's a difference.
okay. Make it sound better for me because I really need that. See, women helping women right here.
I know.
Oh,
All
my.
I'm going to do is go paint in my kitchen, which, I have to say I love what I'm doing in my kitchen, but still.
Yes, of course. I should probably go check on my husband because he's been alone for an hour and a half, and
I don't even know if
well,
mine's home from work.
I don't smell smoke, so we're okay so far.
Fair.
Well, I'm going to get back to publishing my next book. I'm working on a
Yes.
project that I want to work on. So I have
What's your next
plenty
book?
to do. Well, actually, it's the manuscript is done, but I'm working on the workshop that goes with it. But I'm publishing hard copy because initially I was doing where you can order. If you go to my website, that what you put up, you download it and you have it instantly. But I am going to publish a hard copy book for people because I think they really enjoy that. But my book is the manuscript on how to write your story. And it is based on the notion of people always tell their stories. They give you all the lemons, not enough lemonade.
Yeah.
And so now I'm teaching women or people how to not only tell your story, but give a balanced, helpful rendition of your story, because
Yes.
I think that's more powerful. Everybody can complain. We all can. We can all recount our past and relive it, but we don't want to bring everybody's vibration down. We want to
Yeah.
bring their vibration up. And we want to say, hey, you know what? There is lemonade.
Yes.
And so I don't know. I don't want to have to pay anybody for that if that's somebody's name, title, or whatever. It's the title of our book, but
You got this.
You're the
yeah.
first one I've heard it from, so I'm going to say it's from you.
It's
Oh,
all
okay.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I don't own the rights to that. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, social media scares you. You say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing.
Oh, I know.
But at the end of the day, I think the metaphor itself stands. I think it's a universal metaphor, and I think we
Yeah.
really, I really want to help people use their story to help someone else. And just like we're doing this now on this platform, I really believe writing is a strong, powerful thing to not only heal, it's cathartic, but also it could save someone else from going through something. So,
Absolutely.
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I'm going to
That's
get back to
great.
work too. This has been great. I love meeting you guys. I want to connect with you, Kim, and you, Nancy, as well. So, Boss B, I guess you're going to share our contact information with one another. Can you do
I'll
that?
take care of it. Me and Big Jack will make sure everybody gets everything.
Okay.
Awesome.
Where will that
Thank
be?
you.
Would that be like in a description somewhere or what? You know,
Or
because I was thinking,
email.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you'll hang back with me for a minute, once
Yep.
we end the live stream, I'll give everybody my email and my phone number, and you can call
Perfect.
me or do whatever you
Okay.
need. Okay?
and
How's that?
my email is in my bio, everybody. So
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Same.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yes. And if
Yeah.
anybody needs to get a hold of these ladies and you can't find the information or anything like that, let me and Big Jack know, because we will make sure you have this, because these are wonderful women. Okay.
because if you
I
put something up here right now, I can't read it. I mean,
okay.
I can't read anything up there.
Right.
And I
Right.
can barely see you guys' faces.
Right. You can tell us that.
It's okay. When we shut down, I'll give you my phone number. You can call me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you
So
so
I'm
much.
gonna.
It's been great.
Oh, thank you too, ladies, so very much. I do want to say that, there's an extremely hard job, and it's real work, and it's called being alive.
Yeah.
You know, holding a household, keeping appointments, swallowing fear, and mostly the world never really notices. But I want you all to know tonight, everybody on this panel, everybody in the chat room, anybody that watches this, you have been seen, you have been heard, you are appreciated, and you are loved. Even if I don't know your name and I don't know what you look like, I love you, because I know you've got a story. Everybody has a story, and everybody needs to share their story. Men, women, all of us. And thank you, ladies. Thank you so very much for coming and sharing your story with me tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. This has
Absolutely.
been a joy.
Thank you. That means so much. Okay, I'm going to close this on out of here first. I'm going to say, don't forget, Boss Man has a 90-day challenge. You go to 3 different channels. I had this up here. You go to 3 different channels, watch one of their long form, and please comment. Give them
Mhm.
something, give them some lemonade, and in there put some hashtag grow and glow together. Because after all, this is about helping each other, and this is iron sharpening iron. Okay? I
Awesome.
love you, ladies. Thank you so very much. I'll see you in
Thank
the.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Night.